Hey, my name is Eric, and today we are talking about how to start an LLC in California. So this is going to be a meaty video, a lot of resources. So what I want to do is I want to give you kind of a table of contents up front and what to expect. So what we're going to be covering in this video is 3 different ways for you to start an LLC in California. There's the DIY method through your state website. You can always hire an attorney, and I'm going to show you how you can vet attorneys and also get a free consultation while you're doing that. And then the last thing we'll talk about are free online tools that can allow you to set up an LLC as well. Some key takeaways from this video is what an LLC actually does. A lot of times people are confused on what the purpose of their LLC is. We're going to be talking about a term called piercing the corporate veil. Very important. If you're not familiar with that term, it's extremely important to understand what that means and why that's important to your LLC. We're also going to be talking about what is a registered agent. Again, very important, and that kind of relates to piercing the corporate veil, and we'll get to that later in the video. And then lastly, I'm going to be sharing with you Learning Center resources, and at the end of the video, also talking about tax saving strategies that you can do when you're setting up your entity. So the first resource I want to share with you is one from InkFile. They have a Learning Center here, which I think is very helpful if you're setting up a business or trying to set up an entity. And one of the really helpful resources here is Start a Business Checklist. So if you go down this list here, right, it's got pretty much everything you need to know as far as starting a business. And it's just really a helpful step-by-step checklist to really know what you're doing and what you need to think about for setting up your business. The next resource I want to share with you is from the IRS website. It's just a limited liability company. Pretty much any information you need to know. What you really probably want to get out of here is, if you are starting up a small business, is employer ID numbers. You're going to have to set up an EIN. This resource here is going to walk you through that, exactly how you do that if you do need an EIN, because that is going to be something you're going to need to do. There are services that will do this for you for a fee, but if you want to save money, you can go directly through the IRS and do this. This is what I did for my own business as I set this up. This is a good time to mention that I'm not an attorney or a CPA, but I am somebody who has researched this so much, and I just want to give you all the free resources out there available to you so you can make the best decision for your needs. So the next thing I want to talk about is the first way to file an LLC, and that is going through the state website. So this link will be in the description below with the rest of the resources, and these are filing tips for a limited liability company in California. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here to forms. If you click this first one, what it's going to do is it's going to pop us down the page. And this is the articles of organization that you need to file. The information in here that might be important to you is that there is a filing fee of $70 in California. Really, it's $75, but I'll get to that in a little bit. That's really not bad. That's pretty affordable. Where they get you in California is that there is an $800 California franchise tax. So there's no way of getting around that. You're going to have to pay $800 every year to California for having an LLC set up in that state. Sorry to break that news to you, but I just want you to know that. Other important form here, LLC 12. Within the first 90 days, you do have to file this form, and you have to do it every 2 years with the state of California. So if you're to go through the state of California to set up an entity, where you're going to go is number 4 here is limited liability companies. And then this has all the different formations here, and you're going to start with this first one right here, formation of articles of organization. And this is where you can see that it's $70, but there is a $5 certified copy fee. So just good to know because it's $75 no matter where you go, whatever resource you use, there's going to be a $75 fee to set up your LLC in California. So the next thing I want to talk about is, once you're going through this process, you would click start to go through the California state website. And you can see at the top here, like the different sections of this process. Where I actually stopped here with service of process. This is really important. Sometimes this is referred to as the registered agent. You can see that they're talking about agent, individual agent. And a registered agent is really important. And the reason it's important, if you remember at the beginning of the video, we talked about a term called piercing the corporate veil. So what piercing the corporate veil means is, this is when an attorney is going to go after your LLC and try to find cracks in your LLC so that they can come after you, not just on the business side, but the personal side as well. So this is a good time to kind of talk about what an LLC is and what it is not. So when you have an LLC, basically what it is doing is not set up for tax purposes or anything like that. It is set up to limit your liability so that it creates a divide between your business and your personal assets. So if somebody were to sue you and their attorney's coming after you, they can come after your business assets, but they can't come after your home, cars, personal bank accounts. Now, what that attorney is going to try to do is pierce the corporate veil. And what that means is trying to find a crack in your LLC and trying to figure out, did they not do something correctly? Are they up to date with their paperwork with the state? Do they have a proper registered agent? So going back to InkFile, they have a learning center here about registered agents. And what I'm looking for here is, are there other names for registered agent? Yes, agent for service of process. So again, going back here, service of process basically means a registered agent. So what a registered agent does is they collect legal documents. If you were to get sued, they would process that. They're a third party with a separate mailing address that is going to make sure that they get all the important documents, and they're going to be forwarding you those documents and correspondence, but they're also going to act on your behalf to make sure that you're filing your annual reports, staying up to date on your legal paperwork with the state. Really important, because if you don't have a good registered agent or you didn't set it up correctly, you may be creating a crack in your LLC. So if you're sued, they can pierce the corporate veil and go after your personal assets and your business assets. So very important just to know what this is as you're setting this up. Sometimes people try to get cute and just make it their sister or brother or something like that. You want to make sure that whoever your service or process is, your registered agent, is looking out for your needs and is doing things very professionally. One thing that you can do is, if you have a complex situation, and what I would describe as a complex situation is, you have a budding business, you have different factions of your business, maybe you're doing business outside of the state, in the state, and you have a lot of things going on, you're already making profits. It probably makes sense to consult with an attorney because you have a more complex situation. So a service that I like, I'm not affiliated with them in any way, I just think they're a good service, is Avo, which is a lawyer directory lookup. And what I'll do is I'll actually link to this specific link here. And that's important because I've already done a few things for you and applied some filters. This is going to show you attorneys in California who focus on LLCs, but you'll notice here they also offer free consultations. So what can happen is you can call these attorneys and you can get a 15-minute consultation for free. If you do end up using their service, it's probably going to cost you like $1,000 to $3,000 depending on your situation. But what I would recommend is you can kind of click on these different attorneys and find one. I usually skip over the ads in general for anything, but find one that has a focus in LLCs. You can see that Heather here, it's a 5% focus. She does corporate and corporation, so maybe about 10% of it, but it seems like she's heavier in estate planning and trust. So if I go back here again, we can click on Jack here. And what you'll see with Jack is, yes, he offers a free consultation, but a much bigger percentage of his business is focused on setting up entities. So you really want to find somebody that's what they do, because the quicker they can work, because the more efficient and knowledgeable they are, the less your bill is going to be. So this is definitely a good resource for you if you're looking to go the route of hiring an attorney. So the third route is you can go through an online tool such as LegalZoom. The one thing I don't like about LegalZoom is they do charge a $79 fee on top of your filing fees. So right out the gates is going to be $79 more expensive than if you were to go directly through the state website. So a tool that I like, which I've already recommended a couple times in this video, is InkFile. Now, I do have links in the description below for InkFile. I am an affiliate of theirs, but the reason I'm an affiliate of theirs is I love their pricing and business model. So they're actually $0 to get set up and then your state fee. So if you were to go through this and click Launch My Business, what you would do is you go to LLC and State of Formation, and what you'll see is in the silver package over here that it is $0 for the package fee and $75 for the state fee. So again, that was a $70 fee and then the $5 certificate. That's all it's going to cost you to get set up with InkFile. The process of going through it is much smoother. And a couple things to mention is they have a free registered agent service for a year. On top of that, even though it's listed in the gold section over here, they are going to offer you a free business tax consultation along with a business banking account. That's through Bank of America currently, because it's not going to cost them anything extra to do that. If you were to go through this, the advantage of it is they're going to set up your EIN business tax number. I did give you that resource earlier in the video and in the description below to go directly through the IRS. That's really the biggest thing right there, is they're going to offer that. But to go back to the free registered agent service, because you might be wondering well, how does this service make money? If we go to this page here on registered agents and you scroll down, you can see it's kind of pretty far down the page, but it says that it's free for the first year, but then it's $119 annually after that. So do know if you go through this service, year one, it'll be free plus your $75 filing fee with the state. Year two, you're gonna have a $119 annual fee for your registered agent. But it's a great service that's going to make sure that you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's when it comes to your LLC, so somebody can't pierce that corporate veil. So the last thing I want to talk about in this video is there is an InkFile review video on the screen that you can click. And in that video, I'm going to explain how an S Corp as opposed to an LLC can potentially save on taxes for you. If you have a profitable business, you're going to want to watch that video to save on taxes. And again, thank you for using my links in the description below, as some of them are affiliate links. I appreciate you using my link because it helps support my channel so I can make more educational content to help other people like you. All right, I'll catch you in that next video.